In 1993, Rudolf Gantenbrink studied a shaft in the Great Pyramid of Giza. Unlike the King's Chamber shafts, this one doesn't open outside. It goes 10 feet into the wall to a dead end, its purpose unknown. Rudolf created a robot with a camera to fit inside the shaft. Sending the robot into the tunnel changed his life. The robot reached the end, but kept going. It ramped up at a 40-degree angle. The camera showed it went 90 yards to a dead end. The robot found a limestone door with copper handles. This baffled Rudolf because metal isn't inside the pyramid. It had space, indicating something was behind it. Was this door placed to protect something? Rudolf asked Zahi Hawass for permission. We worked 2 years. Zahi shut down Rudolf's team. There were problems between us. Zahi suppresses evidence conflicting with Egyptology. Listen to me. Egyptology is based on speculative ideas. You learned and proven hypotheses perpetuated by Zahi. According to scientists, mainstream beliefs suggest the Great Pyramid of Giza was constructed approximately 4,500 years ago by Pharaoh Khufu, intended as his tomb. It is widely believed that the pyramid took only 20 years to complete, employing tens of thousands of skilled laborers. Upon its completion, the pyramid was covered in smooth, white Tura limestone from base to a solid gold capstone. However, a massive earthquake in the 1200s AD struck Egypt, dislodging many of these pristine white limestone blocks. Subsequently, Egyptians stripped the remaining limestone and the capstone to rebuild the city, leaving the pyramid with its current blocky appearance. Yet, the narrative becomes less clear, particularly concerning the absence of mummies within the Great Pyramid. Mainstream Egyptologists often point to the granite sarcophagus in the King's Chamber as proof it was Khufu's resting place. However, no mummy, including Khufu's, has ever been discovered within the Great Pyramid, nor in fact, in any other pyramid. Another cornerstone of the mainstream hypothesis is the presence of Khufu's name written multiple times on the pyramid's inner walls. Unlike typical carved hieroglyphs, these inscriptions were merely red paint or graffiti potentially added long after the pyramid's construction. If someone tags a building, does that automatically mean they built it? Furthermore, no hieroglyphs of any kind have ever been found carved into the Great Pyramid's interior walls. This suggests the builders did not feel the need to include them, a stark contrast to later Egyptian tombs, which were often richly inscribed. Crucially, no hieroglyphs detailing who built the pyramids, or how, have ever been discovered anywhere in Egypt. The only legitimate reference to Khufu found is a small statue, which may or may not be him, discovered far from the Great Pyramid. These points collectively demonstrate that mainstream theories about the Great Pyramid of Giza are, at best, weak hypotheses. When one truly considers the sheer size and precision of this monument, it compels us to question everything we've been taught about ancient history. The enduring enigma of the Great Pyramid continues to fuel research and discussion, challenging established timelines and construction methods. Here's why.
The Great Pyramid is constructed from 2.3 million massive limestone blocks. These stones range from 2 to 80 tons, appearing small from a distance, but revealing their true massiveness up close. Many stones were quarried from the Giza Plateau, but some 80-ton blocks were transported 500 miles from Aswan. This is remarkable, as the pyramid's construction 4,500 years ago predates the invention of the wheel by roughly 300 years. Moving an 80-ton rock, even with today's technology, is no small feat despite modern advancements. This video demonstrates how even powerful hydraulic cranes struggle to lift rocks of this immense size, using steel cables, not ancient papyrus ropes. Egyptologists suggest wooden rollers and wet sand were used, which might work at ground level, but not 350 feet above ground in the King's Chamber. It's highly improbable that wooden rollers could withstand the pressure of 80 tons, leading us to the mind-bending precision cuts in the stones. Every stone was cut so precisely and placed so delicately that the joints fit perfectly, like Legos, without concrete. This precision allowed the structure to withstand time using only its weight and perfect cuts, unlike many later copycat pyramids. Mainstream Egyptology claims copper handsaws and chisels were used, but this is utterly unrealistic. One Egyptologist attempted to recreate the Sphinx's stone using copper chisels, and after days of nonstop hammering, barely made a dent. The copper chisel was inefficient, becoming useless after a few dozen strikes, leaving more metal than stone removed. Another group created a large copper handsaw, and after days of sawing with multiple people, they could only cut stone at about 4 millimeters per hour. This alarmingly slow rate makes no sense when examining cuts on ancient stone blocks, like this sarcophagus in Cairo. If copper saws were used, they would have realized the cut was off-center long before getting 3 feet in, even at 4 inches per hour. This suggests whatever tool they used operated much faster, or they had an incredibly incompetent stoneworker. Even if we accept the pyramid was a fancy tomb built with copper tools, how can we explain its construction in just 20 years? The math simply doesn't add up. Placing 10 stones a day means 2.3 million stones would take roughly 600 years. To complete it in 20 years, they would have to place 315 stones every day, continuously, without breaks, using only ropes, pulleys, and ramps. This timeline is utterly unrealistic. For comparison, the pyramids of Teotihuacan took 150 years, and the Sydney Opera House took 14 years. The Panama Canal took 33 years, and a clay quarry in France, roughly the same size as the Great Pyramid, took 12 years to fill with dirt using dump trucks. To suggest ancient Egyptians precisely cut 80-ton limestones, transported them 500 miles, and delicately constructed the pyramid in just 20 years defies logic. It's not doubting their ability to build a pyramid, but their ability to do it so quickly with the tools they supposedly had. Especially when considering its design, from slope angles to dimensions and global positioning, nothing was done haphazardly. In the 1940s, British airman P. Groves noticed something odd while flying over the Great Pyramid. It appeared to have 8 distinct sides, not 4. These 8 sides are only visible at sunrise and sunset on the equinox, which happens twice a year when the sun is directly above the Earth's equator. This phenomenon was first documented in modern history, leading many to believe there's more to this structure than meets the eye. Was this design intentional? And if so, why was it only meant to be seen from the air when airplanes weren't invented for another 4,400 years? Buckle up, because here's where things get crazy.
The Great Pyramid sits at the geodesic center of all landmass on Earth. Imaginary lines from the pyramid would touch more land than if built anywhere else. It's aligned to magnetic true north with 99.94% accuracy. This precision was only confirmed with modern satellite technology. It remains the most accurately aligned structure on the planet. The Paris Observatory, built for true north, is half as accurate as the Great Pyramid. Despite basic math understanding, pi and phi are woven into its design. If a circle's circumference matched the pyramid's perimeter, its radius would equal the pyramid's height. Dividing the surface area of its 4 sides by its base yields 1.618, the golden ratio. The pyramid's coordinates are 29.979245.8 degrees north. This number is identical to the speed of light in meters per second, a discovery made in the 1600s. These precise alignments suggest more than coincidence. Let's explore further. The pyramid's socle base is so flat, lasers measure it to within 1/4 of an inch. This precision can only be reproduced today using the same lasers we use to measure it. Originally, the socle was flush with the pyramid's white limestone casing. To understand more, we must first discuss the Earth's actual shape. The Earth is an oblate spheroid, bulging at the equator due to centrifugal force, making it wider than it is tall. A square minute of latitude and longitude isn't a perfect square. The latitude line is slightly shorter. The pyramid's perimeter without the socle matches the shorter latitude line to 4 decimal points. With the socle, its perimeter matches the longer longitude line with the same accuracy. This means the pyramid is a 1 to 43,200 scale model of Earth. Scaled up 43,200 times, it would equal the northern hemisphere's size, accurate to within 3 feet. This is remarkable, as Earth's shifting forces distort its shape by hundreds of feet. The number 43,200 is not random. It holds significant meaning. The 8 sides of the pyramid are visible on the equinox. The seconds from sunrise to sunset on that day are exactly 43,200. This means every 2 seconds, the Earth rotates a distance equal to the pyramid's base perimeter. The Sun's radius is 432,000 miles. Earth wobbles 1 degree every 72 years, a multiple of 432. The pyramid's inner chambers resonate at 432 Hz, in sync with Earth's natural vibrations. Its builders had advanced knowledge of math, astronomy, and geophysics, integrated into every detail. This raises the question, why? The answer may lie within its inner chambers. In 1994, Robert Bauval theorized the Giza pyramids connect to Orion's belt. From above, the pyramid's size and positions mirror Orion's belt exactly. The King's Chamber's southern shaft points to Orion's belt on the equinox, but not today. This alignment occurs if you rewind the skies 4,500 years, when the pyramid was built. This phenomenon is also seen in Mexico's Teotihuacan pyramids, resembling Orion's belt and Giza. Considering these facts, if the Great Pyramid wasn't a tomb, what was its purpose? Electronics engineer Joe Parr's research offers a possible insight. From 1977 to 1987, Parr studied the pyramid's electrical, magnetic, and radioactive properties. He believed its shape and materials could create a detectable energy field. He built a scale model and sent an alternating magnetic current through it to strengthen this field. The pyramid formed an energy bubble, a force field blocking external radiation, including gamma rays. Parr then placed a centrifuge inside, spinning it rapidly to amplify the bubble's strength. Once fully formed, the pyramid became weightless and levitated. The energy grew so strong that the levitating pyramid seemed to shift out of sight. It then reappeared embedded in the room's walls. Parr concluded that pyramids could enter hyperspace, passing through physical objects under specific conditions. He noted the bubble's strength varied with the time of year, peaking mid-December. This correlated with Earth passing through a natural flow of charged particles from the Sun. Ironically, during these dates, the Earth, Sun, and Orion's belt form a perfectly straight line. Parr documented this finding 7 years before Robert Bauval's The Orion Mystery was published. The implications of these findings are profound and complex. Before his passing, Joe Parr hypothesized the Great Pyramid might be a time machine, channeling energy and tapping into other dimensions. This aligns with string theory, which predicts at least 10 dimensions. Considering its construction, sacred geometry, and archaeoastronomy, one thing is clear. The more we investigate this mysterious structure, the more questions arise, especially with suppressed evidence. Why was sacred geometry so vital, and why do so many features align with Orion's belt? Why are some features only visible from the sky when human flight began in the 1900s? While it's easy to conclude aliens built it, I'm not ready for that theory yet. Until extraterrestrial proof emerges, I believe this shows ancient civilizations had far more advanced technology than we're taught. Their technology differed from ours, which is why archaeologists, looking for familiar signs, often overlook it. Human fossil records span 200,000 years, with at least 16 cataclysms resetting humanity to the Stone Age. A global cataclysm likely occurred 11,800 to 12,000 years ago, pushing us back to the Stone Age. The Younger Dryas impact, an asteroid strike 11,500 years ago, ended the Ice Age almost instantly. Discoveries like Göbekli Tepe, dating back 11,500 years, prove humans were once more advanced than credited. Perhaps a different technology allowed them to manipulate enormous stones, which we haven't yet understood. Take the Sphinx, for example. We've always learned it was built after the Great Pyramid, around 4,500 years ago. In 1991, John Anthony West found the Sphinx enclosure's erosion patterns couldn't be from wind and sand. They could only have formed from thousands of years of heavy rainfall. The problem: the Sahara Desert hasn't seen such rainfall for at least 11,500 years. When West revealed this, Zahi Hawass's top Egyptologist banned him from studying the Sphinx again. If you enjoyed learning about the history of pyramids, please like, subscribe, and share this video.